I have talked about the effect of weather, the effect of the effect of the sun, the moon, and the stars. Or in short, how do astrology affects us? Pero the question here is, how can we adapt from this, no? And I think yun yung that's the essence of living here. That we protect our life, we do things to protect ourselves from possible danger. As human being, we make ourselves comfortable from by having our own home, buying our clothes, buying the food that we want, so that our life can be comfortable as we live. Pero due to and even for us, we do things normally in order to protect and defend our life, 'di ba? Parang that's why we have this hilot as a way of restoring our health. And there is also some like eskrima, the martial arts, in order to protect and defend life. Diba? Parang in our life, we have certain actions that could make our life continue to exist, and we have some action that we are doing in order to protect us from others. Diba? We have those. I think as individual, we should recognize that. No? Pero I want, that is not my topic here. Although we can expound, siguro as an individual, recognize those things that you do, because that's the normal with people. For example, do not talk, do not talks, don't talk to stranger, na? Parang that has been taught to us by our parents not to talk to stranger, because we think of stranger as someone not trusted, and there are possible harm, no, that we call ano. Okay, when you see dog, don't cuddle it, other dog, even they're so cute, they might bite you. Or when we see snake, naturally, I don't know what will be the reaction, but some, they will get stick and kill the snake, even though the snake is not doing anything, no. We see all the time that around us, even as a living creature, our co-living creature, uh, as tawag dito, as a potential bringer of danger into our life. And if you can get what I'm talking about here, is that it is in our mind, in our as a human, we see things that there are dangers around us, no? And out of danger, we are working so that we could make ourselves protected and safe from any harm. And that's the activity of being human. But if we attune ourselves to nature, even the nature herself is doing things naturally in order to protect her, such as the massive coldness in your area. And even it reached, to be honest, that cold season over there reaches here in the Philippines. For us as human, it can be dangerous when the earth changes, no? When the earth changes her temperature. Because as human being, we are uh, warm-blooded animals, no? Actually, for the earth, for our nature, having a storm, having that snow, having extreme heat, or making to have a flood, it's unnatural for the earth to react on a stimulus, because the earth is rotating around the sun. And and naturally, when the earth is far away from the sun, it will be cold, and when the earth is near the sun, it's gonna be hot. That's why we have the solstices, no, the summer equinox, the winter tama ba, summer solstice and the winter solstice and the equinox, di ba? Through the spring and uh, autumn season. Uh, so it's natural. It means naturally that the earth is changing. But with that, I realize, no, with the temperature change, with the seasonal changes, and sometimes with the change of our nature, it makes us to become stranger also to the earth. You know why? Kasi there are some possible what natural happening or phenomenon that is happening to our planet sometimes become uh, dangerous for us, such as, di ba, the massive snow, the eruption of volcano, or the flooding of the streets and everything. Sometimes it becomes dangerous for us. If we put on the earth as a big human being, if there is flooding, it means, oh, probably the earth just sweat out, and for us it's already a flood. And sometimes what I'm thinking is the wind, also the respiration of the earth, brings forth that breeze from your side to this side to make it cold. And sometimes the melting of the snow, like on the climate changes, on the global warming, we know that it brings it brings great flood to certain part of the country. I think this is the topic that I'm discussing for you as a manghihilot. Pero this is a reminder na being a hilot is not just treating or making, yeah, of course, we are going to make safe the humans, the human health. We want to maintain the life force within the body of man. Pero as as we maintain the body of man, we have also to work with the environment and the nature, no? And we have to recognize that we should adjust ourselves to the or attune ourselves. Yun nga yung sabi, we need to attune ourselves to the cycle of the earth, of the movement of the earth. Because if we just, I think yes, human mind can defy the law of nature. But if you fight against the natural law, I don't know if humanity can win. No, humanity can win. It will only it doesn't bring destruction to the earth, to the planet, but the knowledge of man might only give destruction to human existence. And it happened. It happened. Before we leave, the earth is continuously um, shaping our world, no? Dati may mga dinosaurs, scientifically and the rest, on the kind of, and even the evolution of human race from Homo sapiens. Then recently, we found out na there is an evidence of Homo lucenensis, different kind of human race. Uh, but where are they now? But tayo na lang ang natira. We are the only one, the kind, the race or the breed of humanity is us, no? And probably in the near future, we will still evolve, no? We will still evolve. Eh, But we as a manghihilot right now, siguro, we have to prepare ourselves to know, to understand what is happening in order to understand the human development, no? I think we have to align ourselves also to the development of the world because our planet is changing, so are we. But sometimes the change of our planet relies on how we treat our planet, diba? So that's the uh what is happening right now, no? Pero another topic or is with regards this temperature change due to the season, the hot and the cold. Are you aware? Are you aware na there is a hot and cold therapy or in your area? Parang is there any hearsay or folk tales or folk tradition that you have known by living in your area na, for example, there is a medical or therapeutic benefit of of taking a cold bath or dipping on or jumping in the snow or something like that? May idea kayo?
I've heard of it, and there's some people or teachers that um, practice and teach it.
Mm-mm.
Not locally here, but like Wim Hof. Yeah.
Pero according to what you have heard or gathered information, para saan daw siya? What is it good for daw accordingly?
I'm not really sure.
I've done Wim Hof training.
Wim
Um,
Hof?
yeah, he's the guy that made cold plunges and taking ice baths popular for
Mm,
therapeutic reasons. Um, Improves circulation, increases your your immune system, strengthens your immune system. Supposedly speeds up your metabolism and helps you uh, lose weight by converting your fat into brown fat. So there's all these different things. Um, yeah, they do ice bath and then also showers. And I know you brought up like cold isn't necessarily good for us, so I'm interested in hearing your perspective. I used to also teach hot yoga, so I was in the hot room all the time.
Cold isn't good in Chinese medicine either.
Yeah, even here in the Philippines now, we see we oppose no traditionally most Filipino believe that most Filipino believe that cold is bad. Although uh, there are Adventists or the Seventh Day Adventists here that offers the book of herbal medicine. No, parang what I see them is they are the one that very enthusiast or very industrious on creating book or teaching healthcare or alternative healthcare in their churches, and they used to go to house instead of uh of of yeah, they talk about the Bible, but parang other alternative nila is they will just offer the book on health, and they will use that health issues to introduce a spiritual life, no? And there is one book on what do you call this, the water therapy or water treatment, that there is a hot and cold benefit, or hot and cold water treatment, no? That could be beneficial for us, though we know that history tells, no, Filipino, in the book of William Henry Scott, called the Barangay, and there is a recommendation that when they take a bath, according to history, there are some custom that the Filipino takes a bath after they work from 4 p.m. onwards, no? So they dip on on the river or sea. And then when I conducted interview with the old people, sometimes they recommend na uh, before sunrise they go to the river or sea before sunrise, no, or even on going to the beach. uh the therapeutic value of going to the river or to the beach before the sunrise, so you really need to wait for the sunrise to rise up, no, is like that, no? So I asked them why I think those times are cold, diba? Before sunrise, that is cold moment. And the one in Quezon province said, no, it will they said that they will strengthen your respiration, the lungs, no, and it will give you it will give you energy on doing the work for the whole day. Whereas in the afternoon session, when they take a bath, 'di ba? Parang it's a ritual of taking off all those tiredness that you have done. So parang I see our ancestor are taking a break by 3 p.m., preparing them to take a bath by 4 p.m. onwards. Na parang ang work hours nila is out 6 p.m. It start from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. So that's how I see even what is written in history, or during the interview with no with the old people, with the farmers and the old folks, because they said, when I was in the province, I remember by 3 p.m. They are starting to wake up already because there is no electricity, eh. Then by 4 p.m. 3 a.m. pala yun, 3 a.m. They started to wake up. Then by 4 a.m. they start to pray the rosary, then they go to the farm. So they are starting to work na, no? Tapos meron probably uh, after prayer time, there they go to bed. Then by 6, wala na sila, or they have taken already their breakfast, or sometimes they took their breakfast on the farm already, and they will come back here to their homes by 3 p.m., no, or probably 6 for what do you call that, the dinner, no. So within that, the life of the Filipino are circulating around those time. Pero now, um, modern days have come, di ba? Merong introduction of electricity, merong telephone, merong nowadays internet. Everything has changed. The world has changed, no? We cannot prevent change to happen. We cannot prevent change to happen, but we could choose the change that we could adapt into our life. Our body can change. Our body changes naturally, pero the change that we accept into our life can be desirous, or desirable, or undesirable. It can benefit us, give us benefit, but it might also give us uh, not good benefit, no? Such as, for example, the lifestyle right now, we change our habit of sleeping. Some people are awake from nighttime doing job, no, and daytime they sleep. So the natural body clock of the body are changing as well. You know, if our goals, not only the environment, also affects the health, but also sometimes our thinking or goal setting. If you want to achieve, if you are very industrious enough, in order to achieve that dream, we extend. And even here, no, parang merong philosophy of behavior. No, I'm not sleepy. I will just work. Kahit sabihin mo yung home-based job, doing the home-based job na, I'm not yet sleepy, so I will stay up late. Uh, Still stay up late at night to do this job and everything, because they will think, oh, sayang ang pera. Uh, this is an opportunity to earn for us. No? But anyway, I want to ask, to continue my question about of what you call that, yung hot and cold treatment. Uh, what is it good for? I know I heard about that somewhere in Europe, because I have this we have a graduate we have a graduate from Spain who is a pure Spanish blood, no, Spanish. Then parang uh he is telling me to take bathing in a cold water is good, especially for for fat people, no, for fat people. And he said that it is true na uh, cold treatment or cold shower would help the improve the metabolism, no. Pero I think it also will protect those fat people to uh, para hindi sila to experience extreme cold, no? Because they are the fat is their protective layer or protection so that they could not be harmed by the extreme cold. Though when you talk about it a while ago, yeah, it's good, no? Pero parang merong reason, no? Parang logical can be accepted na it freezes the fat. Pero I think it should need to move something or still to have exercise para uh, to easily flush those fats away, no? Pero aside from that, no, um, when you accidentally hit your head on any surface too hard, here in the Philippines, they said that you apply ice. So what do you think about that on that ice treatment?
Reduce inflammation.
Mhm. Jen, April, 'di ba parang you ano din, I just want to check also with your philosophy or principles with regards to that from an acupuncture. Na are you would you suggest also if there is an injury like head bump or sprain, would you apply ice treatment?
When it's acute, yes, no longer than like 20 minutes or something. But
Mm-hmm.
then after that, we like using heat.
Yeah.
Uh, so the alternate ano because when regards to that somebody for example I hit myself no usually Filipino will put cold no so
Mhm.
I think but I've heard an answer last night no from a fellow acupuncturist also or an acupuncturist who before becoming a Hilot Binabaylan uh he said that it will only give you numbness no it will numb the pain but there is danger of making the nerve brittle or so on and so forth no? So I'm thinking about that answer that it might be logical also no there's danger of pain but I remember that our ancestor put some cold plants such as the pounded leaf of katakataka or mayana whenever we got bumped no because it creates friction no for me so I think of this na when we get bumped it produces heat because of the friction right so fire element was being invoked but we have to tame that fire to get inflamed no so the our ancestor cleanses it out by washing it no so the water has a cooling effect and then some herbs has a cooling effect so that is cold so when it although parang kasi yung on the principles of what do you call that in the principles of preserving or dealing with the wound care di ba you need to apply pressure you need to apply pressure so that you could close the lessen the flow of blood then you need to elevate diba but there are instances that they also invoke the ice in order to freeze the blood so that it will naturally close pero in our body when it is if there is no open entry it becomes cold no it can affect the natural flow of the blood. That's why we need to heat it up. And for us, no, the elements of the herbal medicine of application of cold is when we see a condition of fire, such as um, inflammation, di ba? Inflammation, tapos swelling and pain. Because the characteristic of pain, di ba, nandun siya if there is redness, the temperature is hot, and there is a sensation of pain, then discomfort. Describe pain, di ba? There is discomfort in a certain person. Though sometimes extreme coldness can be described as not as cold but very hot yata, no? How can you describe that? Burning cold, yung freeze, yung temperature that it could burn your skin.
There's frostbite, but I don't know
Y-
if it's the same thing.
yeah, frostbite, tama. Tama.
When you said the cold is so cold that it feels like heat, it reminds me of one of the principles of yin and yang, where one turns into the other. That's what it reminded me of.
Like that, no? Actually, sabi nila, when you are cold, it means heat is absent. No? When it is dark, light is absent. Although there there is no literally existence of coldness, there is no literally existence of darkness. The one that exists is light, and light produces color and as a sensation. But as a sensation, it also produces heat because of the color it produces. So when it comes to temperature, it is heat. So the absence of heat and the absence of light can be coldness. And the extremity or the extremeness of its absence is the one that we are palpating and feeling. No? As human body, as human being, we want to maintain this uh, presence of the color in our body, in our skin, and we want also to maintain the presence of heat in our body because we are warm-blooded animal. And and getting warm, maintaining that can be get from food that we eat, from the activity that we do, from the clothes that we wear, no? So that means even the clothing that we wear is a form of medicine for us because it it uh ang tawag dito, it help us or it protect us from being cold, no? It keeps our body warm. Even the colors of the fabric, since I said to you that light uh is the radiates color, and aside from radiating color, the one that we see, it produces heat. So it means colors also have different tawag doon, vibration ba level or texture or frequency that can attract heat something. When you go to a restaurant and you see red chili pepper, you understand that the red chili pepper to be very, very, very hot, and it can produce you hotness. So that food can bring heat in your body. No, it can help even for us. It could make you sweat by just simply biting a piece of it, a part of it. No, and so as the ginger, so as the garlic. No, when you place that garlic in your underarm, your underarms will smell like a garlic, but it will give you heat in the body, or just even on the phalanges of on the middle of the web of your finger or feet, diba? If you just insert uh, a garlic clove on that, if you are having cold moments, no, it will warm you. It will warm you up, especially when you are having a high fever. It will help. So it means na the presence of light and the absence of light is the heat that is the solstices that is happening towards us. So as there are small lights that can be seen on the sky, that we call as the constellation, and the movement of the earth from that constellation can also affect us, such as if the sun is farther, if the our planet is farther from the sun or closer to the sun, it affects the solstices. So that sun, the one that give us light directly, give us changes to our body. So as those constellation, the starry night, like the Taurus, the Virgo, the Aquarius, etc., etc. Um, if it circulates and and seen on the sky, it can give us some influences, and probably that's why some people study the constellation, because it has a direct, we understand that the health of a human being is not just only physical, but also it goes emotional and mental. And those stars that we see, kasi 'di ba, as a person, we see differently. We have different, I think the woman is different from male vision, because when a student came to me, they show, what do you call this color? They show me color of green. But I said, that's green. The woman said, no, that's not green. That is, anong tawag doon? Algae green. Tama ba? So, meron pang mga ganon. Merong lemon green, lime green, etc. Oh, it all has the surname as green. So, it's part of green family. Pero merong classification of green. For me, I don't, parang when I see red, it's red. Pero meron pang scarlet red, magenta red. Oh my. So those colors are bringing new, is birthing, no? Parang ang dami-dami. That's the difference, no? But those colors, those color vibrations, emanations, also can affect us. Such as, diba, parang I notice the color of ano, why you choose that color. I think what you're wearing, April, is red.
Yeah.
Is that red?
This, the blanket or my shirt?
Oh, blanket.
It's pink
Oh,
and
pink ba?
yeah, orange. It's Minnie Mouse.
Ah, it makes you comfortable with that, right?
Yes, it's warm. It's cold here.
Kasi for me, I see it red. Sorry naman. Probably I'm a colorblind, no? Eh, kay OJ. OJ, that's blue, di ba?
Yes.
So, oh, at least, tama lang. Oh, so I see it right kay Papa OJ, it's blue. So, it makes you comfortable, di ba? But anyway, siguro on the last, I'm encouraging you also to consider studying on colors, on the light vibrations, about the constellation and how can affect you, or the sun and the moon and the weather, the four season, no? As an extra work to, yeah, extra work for you. But those are, those could help you understand people, and not only the people, but also you can understand how to deal with the evolution of the earth, or the topic that we have talked about.